Hello, everyone. I'm Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hey, we're going to be talking about some simple and clean cards. Friends, you are going to love how beautiful this card turned out. I'm going to be featuring the Timeless Arrangements bundle, and this card is also going to feature the flashcard series. I'll tell you more about that here in a minute, but I say we head over to the stamping table. Let me show you how gorgeous these cards are.
I mean, look at these cards. Aren't these absolutely beautiful? And who knew something so lovely could be done with flashcards? All right, now, if you're not familiar with flashcards, I will put a link up there in the corner. But while I share that, let me share a little bit about flashcards. So, the idea behind this concept is that you can create these pieces in advance, and you're going to get 8 out of 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. And my goal is to help you create cards using just these two pieces, a piece of colored cardstock, a piece of neutral cardstock, and a card base. That's what we're going to do today. So my card base, let me go ahead and give you the measurements. This is a basic white thick 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So that's going to fit in a medium sized envelope. These are my two flashcard pieces, a little orchid opulence, 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and a piece of basic white, 2.5 by 4. And oh, the star of the show is the Timeless Arrangements bundle. Oh my goodness, this set is so beautiful, and I had so much fun creating with it. I think you're going to be excited when you see the cards. So, are you ready to get started? We are going to start with our flashcard and our dies. Yes, we will be doing a lot of die cutting. So I'm going to take this kind of more leafy image from the die set, and I'm going to cut and die cut 2 of these. I'm going to be using my mini machine today, but you can use your big machine as well. I'm going to run this through, and you're going to want to pull that out of the die very gently. We don't want to tear any of those leaves. All right, there's one. Remember, I said we're going to get 2 of these. So now I'm going to take this, we'll put it here on the other side, and we'll run that through. All right, I have those 2 done. Now let's bring in our basic white. All right, so for this one, we're going to create our sentiment label, and you can see it's kind of a tight fit on there. Don't worry, it's going to fit. So I'm also going to take this, what do we call this? This is these little guys, these little baubles. I'm sorry, I'm not a flower person, but anyway, these are the ones with just the little dots. And we're going to die cut 2 of these as well. So I'm going to go ahead and run this one through, and then I will rotate this around and get myself one more right there. All right, everything is die cut. Let's do a little stamping here on this sentiment. I have my Orchid Oasis ink pad. I'm going to stamp I really appreciate you. Of course, this is a photopolymer stamp set, so I can see right where to stamp my sentiment. We've got one more thing to do, and then we get to put our card together, and that is going to be using the Orchid Oasis ink pad and a blending brush. This is going to blow your mind. All right, I have got some grid paper here because I'm going to need to take some of the ink off that I'm going to put on my blending brush. I'm going to tap my blending brush onto my ink pad, but here's what I want you to see. It's going to come out a little bit dark, and that's why I always like to take some of it off first. I'm now going to take my card, and I'm going to just start a swirl in kind of a big oval right here, all in the center, and to those outside edges too. We want a really great blue blob, okay? A little orchid blob. Again, get some of that off. Start very light. You can always add more, just like I'm doing right here, but you can't take it away. And we want this to have that nice soft look. So take it nice and slow. Add more when you need it. And I think that is looking really good. It's just going to give a really nice highlight to my card. Now you can use your favorite adhesive here, but you know what? Multi-purpose glue is going to be just perfect, because what I want to do is I'm going to layer these 2 little banner strips just right on top of each other. Now I want you to see they're not perfectly straight on each other. I want to kind of stretch them out a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add that right onto our sentiment. So I will add a little multi-purpose glue there. And you can see how that is going to start my sentiment. Now let's repeat that with our other one. Now when you adhere the other one, I want you to go all the way down in the bottom right corner, this one up at the upper left corner. It kind of stretches it out. Now are you ready for the wow? I mean, just look at it on that background. But we're going to go a little extra wow. We're going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals to this sentiment. And we'll just add about 5. I think I'm going to put 1 in each corner here. Yeah, take that back. I think it's going to be 6. So we'll peel off our backings. We're going to add that to the center of our card, and then we've got to add a little bit of bling, and I thought the brass butterflies would be so beautiful. You can add those wherever you want. And then if you'd like, take one of the flowers from the Timeless Arrangements and add that there to the inside. What do you think? Absolutely gorgeous card. And look at that. We did it with those 2 little pieces of paper and a card base. Wow. Amazing.
I love to make your card making simple, and so I've created a free download for you that goes along with my cards today. Guys, here you're going to have the measurements, photos, a complete supply list, even a link back to today's video if you need to watch it again, and of course a place that you can order. So if you'd like to get that Timeless Arrangements bundle, you can order it right there. I'd love to be your demonstrator. You can find my free download at simplysimplestamping.com, or you can just look down in the YouTube description. I will have a direct link to today's post.
Now we're going to move on to my second card. And guys, everything is almost exactly the same. We're just going to change up the dies. We're going to change up the sentiment, and we're going to change up the colors. I'm going to still be using a basic white thick card base, again 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. But for my flashcard pieces, how about a little lemon lolly and basic white? So for this one, I want you to kind of notice how I pushed one all the way over to one end, the other to the other end. That kind of allowed me to make sure I got both of those from the lemon lolly. Now we're going to work with that final die and our label from the basic white. And this one is a tight fit, so I just want to show you how I did this one. I'm going to take that larger label, and guys, just push that all the way to the edge. Don't worry, it will cut from inside that die, but that way we get all of that. Then we're going to take our little floral, and I want you to put it all the way down at the bottom, okay? All the way down at the bottom. Let's run that through my machine. So this is what I was trying to say. There will be a little edge there. All right, we're going to pop this one out. Again, you're going to take it out very carefully. And now when you go to get the second one, you'll kind of put it, kind of almost like at a little angle. See how it's just going to fit right in between there? We'll die cut one more set. Now for this one, my background is going to be in Azure Afternoon. This is a great way to add a whole new color to a flashcard, especially when you're just using that lemon lolly and the white. Again, I'm going to ink up my Azure Afternoon. Woo, is it a bold one? So definitely want to make sure we're working with just a little bit of ink. I'm going to start in the middle, and here's why. With this one especially, I know my sentiment is going to be covered there. That kind of allows me to sort of get an idea of what kind of color I'm going to have going on there. And you can see this one's not going to need nearly as many swipes with that color. Oh, in fact, you know what? I think that looks great right there. I think I'm going to stop. And now for the sentiment, a very big thank you. And this is in 2 different stamps, so I can say a very big, and of course I could change up the color, but I think I want to do it all in the Azure Afternoon. All right, we're going to do something really, really different here. I'm going to add a little multi-purpose glue right here in between those 2 leaves. Are you ready for this? I'm going to add my sentiment here kind of at an angle. Now, what I want to make sure is that this one is all intact, and this one, I want to make sure it's kind of tucked under. So do you see how I'm kind of like, it just has a little curve to it? That's okay. We'll snip off this excess just like that. Don't worry, we're going to be adding more. Okay, I'm going to do another one down here. And just like I did before, see how I kind of hid that stem? So it's just, like I said, it's just at a little bit of an angle. Now we're going to bring in the lemon lolly, and this is what's going to really make it pop. And friends, listen, I want you to get creative with these pieces. Kind of lay them out, decide how you want them to go, but they don't have to go on perfectly straight. Look at this. I think I'm going to do this one at a little bit of an angle as well. See, it's not on straight. I don't necessarily need it on straight. And let me tell you, these little pieces, they are very forgiving. So if you need to just give it a little irk, you can just twist that out of the way. I mean, guys, it's absolutely beautiful. Let's add this to our card. We're going to bring in the Stampin' Dimensionals again. Our big thank you goes on our big, beautiful background. Coming back in with the brass butterflies. And there you go. Just like we did on the other one, I stamped one of the other little flowers on the inside of the card. Friends, oh my goodness, these cards, they both just turned out so beautiful. I love the colors. I love, love, love these dies. If you have not made the investment in the Timeless Arrangements bundle, I highly recommend it. It's just crazy and insane what beautiful cards this bundle can create.
If you enjoyed the video today, would you give me a thumbs up on YouTube? I always appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed, why not click the subscribe button, ring the bell so YouTube can let you know whenever I'm back with a new video. And hey, while you're at it, why not invite your crafty friends to join as well? Thank you again, everyone, for being here. I can't wait to stamp with you next time. Bye-bye.